the point to the smile. That's the line, over the line he rolls. Burnside, red time. Hopefully he doesn't turn it over. Ball will go on. Oh, he's got it again. He's got to go over. Rolled it very well. Spry will go on. Port Adelaide will push out. And they will push out. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon and welcome to Kensington Oval. My name, as normal, is Dave Webb. I am joined by
Laura Lee.
Laura Lee. Sorry, I realised I didn't get your surname.
Shanahan.
Laura Lee Shanahan. Oh, that's got a musicality to it. We are here to see Burnside take on Elizabeth, the Bunnies.
The Bunnies, the Burnside Bunnies.
I don't think Elizabeth girls have got a nickname yet.
I'd like to know when they do.
Yeah, I don't think they have one. We're going to struggle a little bit today because Elizabeth, a lot of them have decided to have private profiles on Rugby Explorer. So we have about 6 of the withheld sisters,
Yes.
all called name, playing
lovely.
today.
A family event.
Yeah, so look, if you are watching on Facebook and you recognise any of these people and I don't have a name for them, then you are more than welcome to send it through. I would love to hear from you. Looking forward to this. First hit out that we've seen of women's rugby this year.
Yes.
To be honest, I've been playing a little bit myself this year, and it's at the time that the women are normally playing, so I'm not really over the top of it. I've seen some of the results, but how are the ladies in double blue going this year?
They've had a pretty good start. It's, 2 from 2, so 2 wins. Get a little bit slow a little bit last week to sort of get going, get their heads in, but let's hope they don't struggle again today. I think that they're all pretty ready and raring to go. So.
And Elizabeth, I think, have struggled a little bit to begin this year. They haven't won, but I was talking to them before the game, and they have 8 of this 11. So we're playing 11 aside at the moment. Burnside are matching numbers. 8 of this 11 are it's only their second game ever.
Well, look.
So
we've all been there, and I think that's fantastic.
And we should point out as well is Mother Nature has done her best to help South Australian soil this week, but unfortunately that means Donald Bradman patch is in full bloom early in the season.
That middle part is my favourite, getting tackled onto that, I tell you.
So we are off and running, and Elizabeth will have first go at it. What do you expect from today?
Well, I think I want to see a lot of our structure a bit more, and I want to see our girls with Elizabeth being a little bit more under, experienced essentially. I'd like to see our girls sort of not get caught into that, which is sometimes what we can do. Like when they sort of flail a little bit and not sure what they're doing, we can sometimes mirror that, and I'd like to see us just stick to the structure. And
that's always going to be. And this year you're coached by Rocky.
Rocky, yes.
Arnfield.
Yes.
The Arnfield dynasty continuing.
She's a fabulous woman. She definitely is.
Burnside had first look at it. I think that's O'Callaghan who had the first little look into midfield. But it's probably not showing up. It looks quite good on your screen, but it is a drizzly day.
It is.
And the ball can be slightly slippy. Yeah. Maggie O'Callaghan just not quite managing to keep hold.
That's okay, she'll get the next one. We had a chat before and I said, just make sure that you know that it's going to be a bit slippery out there and the ball's going to be a bit slippery, and get ready.
So 10-12 of Meredith and O'Callaghan. I'm sure that's... well, I think Sean's probably a little bit young to have played alongside Declan, but...
I think that Sean shot straight up to Premier grade, and I don't think that...
He just bypassed Declan.
Yeah, I think
on the way past.
I think so.
So the scrum.
Yeah, we're contesting scrum,
so that's good. A little bit of a bobble, went backwards first. Is Mr. Walton going to let us play rugby? He is.
That's good.
Good counter ruck from Meredith.
Yeah. Who's on that? That's Justine there.
Burnside will turn it over very, very close to the Elizabeth line. Work hard last. Ditch defence comes in from Elizabeth. Looking good. And a big loud blast of the whistle. It's going to go Burnside's way. Little pop off to Smith. She will score.
Good job.
I had a chat with Rebecca Smith last week, and I had a chat with her, and I said to her that you were putting on a show on the big pitch, and you were going to be live streamed this week. And I said to her, you always turn up, because we've seen the Burnside girls a couple of times.
Yeah.
Chippy loves to turn up and play when the cameras are out, doesn't she?
She does. I tell you what, she's every year she's like, this is my last year, and then every year she shows up and has a better year than she had the year before. So
She shouldn't be retiring at her age. What is she, like 25?
yeah, 26 maybe.
26.
Yeah.
Right, Sean Meredith has been in touch, can confirm, has played with Declan O'Callaghan. I'm not entirely sure it would have been a 10-12 combination though. So the first points will go to Burnside, and it will be 5 points. I don't think she got the...
No, she didn't get that one.
She didn't get that one. I'm just looking away to our left, to our right as well. We've actually got it on the big screen.
We do.
For the Burnside corner over there. So we have been set a challenge as well today. We will see whether we can get to it. We'll see whether we can work it out.
Okay.
Lisa Kenny does not have a nickname.
I know, and there's so much I know about her. I lived with her for years, but I couldn't even pick one for her.
That one will go deep. Just skip through the hands of
that.
McClure. Oh, hit hard.
Loves the contact.
Yeah,
That's Lauren. Steed for Elizabeth there.
Yeah, that is that's a big hit from that young lady.
Yeah.
What did we say, Steed?
Steed, yes.
Oh, excellent. We need to know her name if she's going to hit like that all day.
I think it's Steed. I know it's Lauren.
Okay.
It's her second year at rugby.
Meredith tries to shake out the tackle, can't quite, will offload.
Ange there.
She's beaten a couple and managed to offload, and O'Callaghan will go galloping down the wing. Good reset again.
Yeah.
Pass just behind, unfortunately, and Smith will have to clean up, and clean up she does. Throws a little bit of a dummy then, finds some space.
Yeah. Don't give her too much space. That's for sure.
Again, they'll reset. Gone exactly the way opposite to the way that McClure was pointing. Offload again to Redden. Ball comes back. Nice continuity, and there's that structure you were talking about. And they will go out to Meredith, and Meredith will just walk around the outside, make the kick easier for Smith.
Oh, good job.
2 tries early doors for Burnside. I think I have numbers. I think I have names for number 2, number 9, and yeah, not many. Just give us 1 to 15.
The withheld
Please,
family
yeah.
is doing strong out there, though.
In fact, Jason Hyam is watching with us. Obviously, a big part of Elizabeth Rugby Club. It would probably be handy for everyone at home if you just give us a 1 to 15, Jason.
That'd be lovely.
So that one goes on the way, and the flags go up, so that, my math should be 12-0.
That's right.
So you were right, it is Lauren Steed, the number 1. And just, you can see there as well, just running the water is Laura Helbig.
That's right, yes.
There is trivia about Laura. She's, of the people who are involved today, now obviously I've done more than one sport because I commentate for Spacequake Sports. She's been on the pitch in more than one sport for Spacequake Sports.
Yes.
She plays softball for Port Adelaide, I think.
That's right.
So has made her way onto the softball as well.
Yes, she's been playing that for quite some time, I understand. And there, she's also been playing a bit of league as of late as well.
So the restart will come over on that far side. As a restart kicker, trying to work out which side you go and how you're going to get there. That's not a bad option as it skips out the mud. Van Diemen will go. I think it's this her first season back after baby, or second season?
Second season.
Oh, here we go. They're coming through
Oh,
thick and fast now. Number 3 is Nevitt. Number 4 is Mecca. Burnside again will just look to build that structure. Out to Meredith. Sends it into the middle. Good, strong, hard line. And then the hands will go again. Good covering tackle. Voata, it was, managed to come across and make the tackle. But a penalty. Burnside look to go quickly, do go quickly, and Meredith, if she manages to get through, just strength over the line, and she will score her second of the day. So she's on a hat-trick.
She definitely wanted that one.
So an early lead to Burnside, and it's an interesting one for Elizabeth, and we talked about it. And Onka Paringa last year were probably someone that we had a conversation about. They had a season that, you know, they didn't get much from in the winning column, but this year we're starting to see good results. As that one will go over from Smith again.
Yeah, well, we actually played Onkas in like a little scratch match for the pre-season, and they really showed some great improvement and some really strong leadership within their team, which was great to see. Great to see for rugby. Like to lose a team is terrible, but they've really started to pick it back up now. So it's so good to see.
Yeah, and George has done an incredible job down there, and to get through that first season and keep the girls together and do that has been absolutely fantastic. Yeah. And obviously the reason I bring that up is, you know, Elizabeth being as inexperienced as they are at the moment, they're gonna have some days out where they play a very experienced side, and it's going to be difficult for them, but just keep building that.
Yeah, and just not give up and don't be disheartened at the losses, and enjoy the little wins and work on something. And I think that's what they did last year as well. So we met them a couple times last year, and yeah, even now they've definitely improved from that too.
So Burnside will go again. Van Diemen will look for a little bit of space, can't quite get there. Then they will come back outside. Nice line around the outside. Look, thought about the offload, decided against it, and again, just powerful running over the line.
It's Charlene with the try there.
Charlene
Dutois.
Oh, Dutois?
Yes.
Oh, South African, I am assuming.
I actually don't know. She's new to Burnside. She was with another club last year, and yeah, she's new to us this year. She's been a great new player for us.
Powerful running again. Nice little outside line as well. Just see the experience of Smith there, just rolling the ball a couple of feet in towards the post for her kick. She's been very good off the boot so far. That one, she just got a little bit underneath and didn't quite get there. A little shake of the head. She's hard on herself.
She really is. It's not an easy kick, that one, so...
No, especially not drop kicking. I think she chooses to drop kick rather than going off the tee.
She does. She's got a tee, and we always like, do you want your tee? No, I don't want that.
So we are seeing, I think, Rocky would be happy with the way things have started from a structure point of view.
I think so.
They are building, and it looks to be a very set structure. You're looking at sort of 2 and 3 phases from the forwards before we are letting the backs go.
Yeah, I think that's sort of what we've been working on. Oh, a little bit of a push out of the way, bit of friendly fire there between our players.
Another good contact again in midfield. Pinar will send it out to Meredith again, and Meredith will take 2, and then they offload. Good covering tackle again. I think that's Voata again, who's certainly showing her worth in that midfield for Elizabeth. And now Smith is going to go, finds a gap, manages to run around a couple. Now she's going to go around the outside, and Smith will go over. Good finish as well from Smith.
Job.
So I think
She couldn't quite get it under the post for her own kick, though.
That's
She'll be disappointed there.
2 to Smith, 2 to Meredith.
Yes.
Who's going to be the first? If there is a hat-trick, and you'd say it's probably likely to come today, who's going to be the first to get that one?
I'm not quite sure. There could be another runner that we don't know just yet.
Now, there is a video as well. I just wanted to talk about Meredith for a little bit. There is a video of her running a one-on-one challenge with Maggie O'Callaghan. Have you seen that one?
I have seen that.
And I would have to say that certainly in South Australian women's rugby, I don't think there is a more powerful number 10.
No, she's definitely got the power, and she's got the hunger for it too, I guess. But I wouldn't like to come up against her, even being who I am. I don't think I'd like to be hit by Bonnie.
We saw the lead up to that try as well. She takes 2 defenders, which is unusual for a 10 to have someone. It's an interesting tactic, I think, and it is almost a tactic at the moment, because she's almost like a number 12 playing at number 10, and from a defensive point of view, that's going to cause you all sorts of problems. They think about it, and the flags go up. She's kicking well.
She is kicking well.
Are you in charge of keeping score as well from here?
Yes.
So you'll know better than us. So what are we on? 31-0.
31-0, yeah.
Now, no time on in this one. You'll hear us talk about red time in the men's game. We will not have that here.
No.
Just straight through. The nature of South Australian rugby, with all the games rolling on from one after another, then have to make sure that our Premier Grade game starts at 3:20 prompt.
That's right.
But Burnside, luckily enough, I think they're probably one of the few clubs in the country, in South Australia, who have 3 pitches.
Yeah, we do. We've got the top one, which doesn't get played on very often, and then we've got these main 2 ones.
Oh, that one just off the fingertips of
Just
McClure.
a little bit slippery.
And we're going to, you need to be a little bit louder, Mr. Walton.
Oh, Sophie can take it. She's tough. Call her Rhino. That's her nickname.
Rhino's her nickname.
Yeah.
So this is Elizabeth have an attacking scrum in a fairly decent position. We'll see how strong they are.
Yeah, I'd like to see what our defence is like against this now.
Good body position. Is that Van Diemen on this near side? Nice body position. Good scrum against the head, and then Meredith will go. Directs traffic. Then we'll go one out. Good cover defence again. And time from Mecca.
Just keeping that ball moving.
Van Diemen again with the offload. Defensively, Elizabeth have looked okay, but then they just get a little bit ragged. Now, I have to again say we are playing 11 aside at the moment, so there's going to be lots and lots of space. And obviously the wise campaigner, shall we say, in Smith is very, very good at finding them, as 2 ladies have gone down in Donald patch.
Yes. Yeah, there definitely is a lot of space out there, but I don't know, it gives you a bit of room to run and find those little holes.
Redden again on that far side, and now they're going to try and look back inside with O'Callaghan. Good offload to Meredith. And they will send it back to Detroit. Detroit? We'll go with Detroit.
I'm not sure.
Van Diemen. Now they're looking to try and spread it over on that far side, and they get out again.
Oh, good run.
They will get the space in numbers again. Elizabeth coaching staff just telling them to push across and try and cover. There's a big, big hole out to the left.
Yeah, they're getting sucked in a bit there, aren't they?
Can they spread it? Meredith holds, then will pop. Now it will get on the outside. Now it's a foot race. Over the line they will go. And Haviv will make the kick a lot easier. And that was just phase rugby, and eventually Elizabeth just ran out of defenders out on that far side.
They did. Oh, the sun's coming out now.
it's been one of those days where it's the sun will come out and then the drizzle will come and then the sun will come again. Getting 4 seasons in one day. So Smith is going to go, and you're keeping score as well. So I'll just ask you what she's what her kicking is like today. I think she's only missed 2, hasn't she so far? Good contact again with that time. I think she just pulled it.
Missed that one.
So Elizabeth will have to restart again.
Let's see what they do this time.
Well, they keep kicking it to Van Diemen.
That's normally what happens.
I've been impressed with Kat. She does the simple things and the simple things well.
Yes, she does.
Which is all you can ask for as a coach.
Comes with a lot of experience, I think. She might have played the game once or twice.
This time they go down the middle. I think that's McClure. Now he's completely obliterated her number. Again, Burnside will set it up and take the time. And there is Lisa Kenny.
There she is. Still haven't thought of a nickname.
Oh, we'll get there. A nice delay on the pass from Meredith, and that's managed to get Detroit away. Gets the offload this time, but it forward. Didn't look forward to me. But I am on an angle. Did Lisa get selected for the Army?
I know she's in the reserves. I'm not quite sure where that is up to at this stage.
We saw a couple, I think there was a couple of girls who were playing Romas who got selected to the Army, and there's definitely some of the boys from Elizabeth were selected for the Army representative sides. Again, I'm sure the Facebook land will tell me who they are. But I do know there was a couple of girls from South Australia who managed to get a cap, as it were. I've lost Laura for a moment. Something went down the wrong way. We'll have her back in a minute.
Oh goodness, the excitement of rugby. It's a little tickle.
They're the worst. So the scrum will be put down. It's going to be an Elizabeth ball.
Now, scrum before was quite strong, so let's see what happens here.
Yeah. Scrum midfield, so options both sides. Oh, and a penalty. Just went a little bit too early. Pino got a little bit excited, I think.
This is her first year with us.
So first year, but you look at this Burnside team, and obviously Smith has been around, and Van Diemen's been around for a couple of years, and there's a core of players there. Obviously Lisa Kenny has his second or third year with the team at the moment. The core of the players has been around for a while.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of experience there, which is really good, especially when the new people come on and get a little lend a hand. Yeah.
We haven't quite seen them get to the big show. That's been reserved for Brighton and Onkaparinga, and Brighton and Old Coles for the last couple of years. I think this is Maggie O'Callaghan's first year at seniors. I think she's second year at seniors. But I think she was playing well, not a senior. I think she's officially a senior. She was just turned 18 this year.
Yeah, she said to me the other day that, oh, it's finally of the year, I don't have to be dispensated. She was very excited about that, just recently turned 18.
So another scrum, another Elizabeth scrum. Much better and much more solid from the Elizabeth girls, and they will get out. Now, can they do anything with ball in hand? Meredith says no. Ball has come back okay then. Then the little kick ends up in the hands of Meredith. Meredith to McClure. And out to Mudry. It's going to come back again. Looks like a dangerous winger, Haviv.
Yeah, she's got a bit of speed on her. This is her second year with us now, and yeah, she's learning the ropes, which is good.
Meredith sends it out to Dutois. Dutois draw and give to Smith, who has the hat trick in her sights. But Elizabeth have done well. Can they hold her up? No. There is the hat trick for Smith.
Well done.
So I told you, she knows the cameras are on her.
She does.
Certainly comes out for the big dance. "35-minute halves for the ladies as well, is that?
30?
30?
Yeah.
Well, if
I believe.
If it's 30-minute halves, we won't be a million miles away.
Give them a chance to have a bit of a breather now.
It was good from Elizabeth. It was a decent amount of time that they were, they
holding off.
They held off, and I think it's got to be that for the coaches of Elizabeth, and where take these moments, and you're going to have little wins. And I think the scrum, they've tidied that scrum up, and they've tidied that scrum up really, really well, because that first one when Burnside put the foot down,
they've definitely picked it up now, and you can see that they've sort of figured it out. But new team, new players. It takes a little bit of time to sort of, I don't know, get your groove on with the scrum. It's wet out there as well. If you've got not experience, then it takes a little bit of time just to figure yourselves out.
Yeah, and I think we've seen a definite improvement through Elizabeth. They haven't seen much ball in hand from them. Hasn't been much ball in hand from them, and they will want a little bit more of that.
Definitely. Thought we had a little bit of a danger spot up here before, but they sort of had a bit of a turnaround then, but let's see what happens now.
I'm seeing some Elizabeth shirts on the bench. Have they added another one?
They did say that they had someone who was registering today.
And I think she's found her way on. And there's a lovely round of applause from the Burnside Bunnies as well.
Oh, very good.
It's the number 15 for Elizabeth. Another deep one, this time to Smith. Has Kenny for company. Kenny will take the inside ball and leave it behind. Big smile on Lisa's face. I'm thinking something South Park related with Lisa Kenny.
That could work.
I think it could. I think it's definitely an option for. I do like them if you have to think a little bit, if you have to explain it. That's what I like about nicknames.
Yeah, most of the girls have got a nickname or a different name, not quite a nickname, but.
That front row looks very, very good from Burnside, but Elizabeth will come away with it again. Donald Brodman patch doing its best to slow everybody down. Nice line. Now can Elizabeth get away? Couple of shirt tackles. Elizabeth looking to get in there. That's Vuata, who defensively has been very good. She deserves one. Does she get over the line? He looks like he's going to his pocket for something, for someone. See whether I can see any. I can't quite see anything. So Twire, I think, has got a yellow card, and that would be a penalty try. Because that would be my next question, is if you're going to give a yellow card 2 metres out, there has to be a question. But penalty try to Elizabeth. Well done, Elizabeth. So no conversion, just a straight 7 points. How do you do that? Oh, you got penalty try on there.
We do, but I don't score for them. They do their own.
Oh, they do their own. Okay.
It should update if you've got someone live scoring on their team.
So just the 7 points. And I think the way people are talking, it looks like it was a high one.
Yeah, I think so. I think she got her arm wrapped around her shoulder.
Well, how good was Vuata?
Yeah, that's someone to watch, isn't it?
Well done, young lady.
That was great.
I give a little shout out to Callum Walton, who's watching.
Oh, hi Callum, how are you doing?
He's over in New Zealand. He's going to try his hand and playing as well. I've seen him. He's getting his name on the team sheet over there.
Oh, exciting
well done,
times.
Callum.
Do they have enough tape? I don't know.
Yeah, well, they don't get live streamed. He only seemed to get taped up like an AFL player when we were filming him.
Yeah, you're more tape than man sometimes.
So Elizabeth again will look to go. Couple of phases from Elizabeth. So now starting to have a look at the defensive structure of the Bunnies.
Yeah.
Can they get it out to the dangerous Vuata again? They decide to...
Oh, turn over there to Maggie.
And Callahan will send it back. Oh, pick and drive from Kenny. Ah, smart play from Kenny. Let the ball go and then got up. Gave it to Meredith. Off the ground. Out to Haviv, who's got company. Elizabeth certainly not embarrassing themselves. It's just, Vuata again.
Great tackle.
With a fantastic tackle. Meredith looking for her hat trick. Yeah. And she'll get it. Free tape over here. Doesn't have to pay for his own tape in New Zealand.
Good to hear, Callum. You're in good hands.
Oh, the eagle eyes. Don't worry, our producer is watching us. It does say Brighton when it's supposed to say Burnside. I'm sure everybody watching knows that it's Burnside. You can't mistake the double blue, can you? It may stay that way till half time at least. We'll sort it out. We'll get it sorted for you. So this is probably the hardest one. So hard she's taking her headgear off.
The hat's off. She's serious now.
Sends it on its way, just doesn't quite get it there.
Just under.
But some impressive stuff from Elizabeth.
Definitely. They didn't make that easy for us, that's for sure. Just look at their little gaps that they're leaving and try not to get sucked into one player. And yeah, but they're doing quite well.
So the score 46-7.
Yes.
46-7, and I reckon we're not far away from half time.
Yeah, pretty close.
But there's certainly been a lot of positives for Elizabeth. Kenny just decides to go straight forward through the mud.
She's not afraid to get dirty,
No.
that's for sure.
I would be, I hate it. Meredith will lose it forward. Just thrown out the back. And another scrum to Elizabeth, and obviously off the last one they scored.
Let's see what they've got this time.
James will put the ball into the scrum. And they've split. The dangerous Vuata is out on that far side. Vuata versus Meredith. That's a competition I'd like to see. We do a little run and straight challenge with those two.
Oh goodness! You don't need to tell Bonnie to do that.
Free kick to Elizabeth. I think he needs a bigger P in his whistle.
I think so. I can barely hear it from here, so I wonder what the girls can hear.
Kawata wants it. Penalty. Can't see anything but a tap now, I don't think. I think we'll see them off and have a little run. Someone's slow to get up, wearing double blue. It's Chippy.
Little chippy break. She's all right.
And Kawata, I think, is going to go for touch, and I think we're going to see if she gets it. Jeez, good leg. Great leg.
Yeah, very good.
We're going to see. Is this our first line out of the day?
Yes, first line out of the day. Very close to the line here, so gotta watch what happens.
Half time. So half time, 46 points to 7. There's a lot of good things that are happening for Elizabeth, but
Definitely.
Burnside, you probably would. Everybody probably would have looked at this and on paper gone, Burnside are going to win this one. There's a lot of positive. We'll have more of a chat about it after we come back from the half-time break. We're just going to take 5 minutes and stay where you are. We'll speak to you soon. And welcome back for the second half of this one. You did just mention, oh wait, like I'm waving for the cameras for Bonnie Meredith. You did just mention it was a long break, and just by my maths, we're not going to have a full half. It's not going to happen. I mean, what did we play? 35 in the first half.
33-19.
33-19. It's not. That's not going to happen because we're 10 to 3 now. You would imagine that we're looking at what, a 25-minute half?
Possibly.
But that, I don't think anybody out there will mind. It's but we were having a conversation at half time, and Burnside this year changed their club song. They just felt that it was a little bit dated.
Yes.
For varying reasons.
Yes.
And you told me a lovely bit of trivia about it.
Yes, the Bunnies were the first Burnside team to sing the new club song, which
So
was fantastic.
Playing on, I don't think it was a drop kick, but they're playing on. Burnside will start with ball in hand again. Out to Meredith. Meredith runs it straight. Number 10 for Elizabeth. Mark. Oh, with that, slightly better than Miss O'Callaghan. There is Miss O'Callaghan. Nice offload again.
Very good. So Callahan's first game back this season.
Making good yardage. I think she's back a fair bit sooner than everyone expected, really.
Yes, definitely. I thought there was going to be a few more weeks off, but it's good to see her back out there. I know that she was itching to get back out.
And Elizabeth have turned it over, but that's a very strong challenge, and I think it's Smith again who's driving just towards the Elizabeth line. And then gave away, oh, it's McClure who gave away the penalty on the floor, I think. Is it McClure or, no, the Haviv. And Vuata will go over, and she's going to swing that right leg of hers. Not brilliant. Ooh, looked like a little one. She's got away with it. And then she runs into her own player. Not a good couple of minutes for Sophie there.
No.
Sophie, who also runs around with a whistle. I saw her running around with a whistle today. I think she did the under 16s.
Oh, lovely. She's enjoying that. I think it's a good opportunity for anyone to get into it and learn the laws a bit better, and helps with your game.
That is very, very true. There is no better way to learn the laws of rugby than to run around with a whistle.
Some would say that that's not true.
Well, I would. So here we go again. Can they find some space? They will go into midfield, into Steed. Steed will make some yardage. Good steal though from the Burnside number 7. Ball's gone backwards. Pinar dumped in the mud. Kenny's going to go.
Pick and drive in the mud.
Out to Callahan, who offloads again. Nice little 2-on-1. Didn't go quick enough really, but it will find its way out. Left the ball behind somewhat. And then a crossing. Who's the number 14?
Anna. No, that's Aoife. No, that's Anna. Sorry.
Anna.
Anna Bacalo, I think it is.
Macaulay.
Bacalo.
Bacalo.
Yeah. Anna Bacalo.
What's happened? This is a stoppage here. I'm not entirely sure what the stoppage is for. I think it's just trying to work out what's going on. I think there's going to be a little conference. McClure is going away. What I was going to say about the referees and playing, there is nothing worse than refereeing a player who referees. It's terrible. Just trying to.
Let Charlene back out now.
trying to work out what's happening. Is that what it is? Or, oh no, it looks like, are there some Burnside players going to go and put on some, it does, it looks like we're going to have some Burnside players put on some Elizabeth tops. And we could go to 15s for at least a little bit. I'm just looking because it looked like he signalled full time.
Yeah. That's, I've just been sitting here a bit confused.
So I wonder whether, I think what the problem is, I'm just having a look over it. Elizabeth have had to take Steed off.
Okay.
So if you go down to 10, that's it. You have to forfeit the game. So I think what's happened now is that there's a couple of Burnside girls who've gone into Elizabeth colours. We're going to finish this one off.
Spirit of rugby.
However, sorry?
The spirit of rugby.
Yeah, I think I thought you said skirt of rugby.
No.
Well, I don't think that's the case at all. So that's what it looks like. It looks like Steed has had to go and call it an early day.
Yeah.
And Burnside, like you say, in the spirit of rugby, have offered to give them. So I don't know what we're going to restart with a kick-off. I don't know what's happening. We've gone off script,
Nobody
people.
knows.
We've gone off script. But yes, spirit of rugby. One of the 5, which our wonderful leader Pete Garden had issues with. I can't remember the 5 values of rugby, but this will be one of them, you would think.
But Steed, who came off, she had a pretty good game. A couple of really big hits out there. So
yeah, there's certainly some positives for Elizabeth. There's certainly a lot of positive for Elizabeth. But I think that's where we'll get some confirmation. But I think once Elizabeth go down to 10, they cannot continue.
Yeah.
So the game will stand. I think the result will stand. We've passed half time, so I think the result stands. It's not a 20-0.
No.
So the result will stand. So that probably will be the score. Final score: 46 points to 7, or 52. Have you missed a try? Was there a try in the? I don't think there's been a try in the second half. So it is 46 points to 7 would be the final result, and this is just for the love of rugby. So
it's a good culture. We try to stand up to that as much as we can. I think rugby is one of the better sports for that.
I think now is probably the time as well for Alistair Walton to just start blatantly cheating. Just give everything to the Elizabeth girls now. We'll let it go.
He wouldn't do that.
No, I know. One of the best, Alistair Walton.
I think so too.
You were saying he's done 3 games in a row
For us,
with
yeah.
the Bunnies. Getting to know you. But again, that's part of club rugby and the culture of club rugby, isn't it? He's a Burnside man through and through, and will take the whistle whenever he can. So this is one of the Burnside players, taking it into the teeth. That one will find its way eventually back. Is it going to come back the way of Elizabeth? There's some hands in there, Mr. Walton. Meredith will look. Nothing there. Good defence again.
Very good.
That one doesn't quite go to hand, and Callahan will have to pick it up. Sends it back to Pinar. Pinar will just look for some space around the outside, and she'll score. So it's 5 points to 0 in our new game. I think it's going to throw everything that you're doing.
I'm just going to
just keep going. It's now a pride thing for Smith. Kick and goal myself. It's all about your percentages at this point. Oh no, she's giving it up.
Oh yes.
See, they don't count anymore. I'm not interested.
I've heard that Bonnie's been practicing a little bit, so.
She needs to practice a little bit more. No, I'm not. That's mean of me.
Well, it's not bad for a first attempt, I think.
It's good, but we are playing with a smile on our face, which is the most important thing. Janet Faye Ricks is watching with us. Says Lisa isn't muddy enough. Where is Lisa? Oh, there she is in the middle. She's had a good go at it. Nowhere near as McClure certainly is winning on that point. She's going to get another go here. She's going to get another go again in a little bit of mud. runs cowardly outside of Donald Bradman patch. It's not what the fans have paid to see. And Detroit will go again. Beat the first couple. Good defence again, and just managed to shepherd into touch.
Good run from her though.
It's an impressive rangy second rower that you've got there.
Yes.
Not sure where she hails from. Do you know which club she came from?
Old Coles, I believe.
I did think it was Old Coles. I should have just trusted myself, shouldn't I? Burnside will steal that one. And they'll get an advantage. Kenny, past the no one. Meredith will pick it up. Comes out the back again. O'Callaghan will leave that one behind again. They have the advantage for the knock on. Can they make it count? Oh, play the advantage.
Let the girls play.
Oh, I think he got a call from his assistant on the far side. I was panicking a little bit, Jessica Venable saying, "Don't be mean." I thought she was talking about me. I'm only pulling Bonnie's leg. She's talking about Callum, who referred to his dad as the old man.
Oh, that's awful.
That's terrible, isn't it? I know, right?
Should have more respect.
Where would you be without your old man, Callum? So another scrum. We get to have a look at, I think it will probably be, just judging by the front row of Elizabeth, I think will be uncontested. I think that's one of your Burnside girls. It's loose head prop.
Oh,
So
yes.
out to Meredith.
Justine is not a prop.
No, I just caught it just in time and then realised that we were probably going to be uncontested. Out to Detroit. Look for a little bit of space, didn't quite get there. Kenny has put her hand up for more work. The opposite to how she is in the office.
Oh no. Banter.
The Burnside again, just building the phases nicely, but side entry. Just tap it. Tap it and go, Voata. Off you go. Full length. We want to see you go. She decides to go to the lineup. We'll get it there. We'll be in an Elizabeth lineup.
It's an interesting option.
Yeah, I think, who was it? Merv King has asked, has it been raining? Yes, it has. This week has been incredible for rain. It's been really, really good for the farmers.
Pitch
But,
is lovely and green as well.
For our pitch here, for the Kensington pitch, not so much. I mean, from a rugby point of view, every year you just hope it stays dry long enough.
Yeah,
And it never does.
The middle part when it's hard and dry, it's not nice to fall on.
No.
It's rock hard.
It's either rock hard or that.
Yes.
That's about your options at Kensington Oval.
There is no in between.
Meredith to O'Callaghan. O'Callaghan will run an angle on the outside. She's dealt with by Voata. Good recycle. Now they're just going to head down, aim for the corner. Didn't have anyone outside, didn't need anybody. Good finish.
That was rattling with that one, I believe. Aoife.
Is that an Irish name?
I believe so.
They have a tendency to spell their names weird. No, it's not weird.
I wouldn't call it weird.
Weird's not the right word. It's interesting. So what did you say?
Aoife.
Aoife, which is Aoife.
Correct.
Yeah.
And she's sister to Anya, who is out this season with a broken ankle, I believe. Anya, she's been with us a couple of years as well. They hail from the Barossa.
Well, they'll be happy about the weather.
That's very true.
See, this is the point where I'd swap it. I go Burnside pack, Elizabeth backs. Vuarta has been one of the more impressive players that we've seen today. Oh, Kenny had a couple of bites at it. Got there eventually. Dutoit again is going to break the first one now. Can she get going? She breaks another one. Now it's the strength. Can she find an offload? She does find an offload, but the flag's up. She's been impressive as well today.
She has. Someone to watch, I think.
Perfect addition to this old Cole side, I would say. Sorry.
Oh, no.
Freudian. Sorry about that.
When's your kangaroo calling?
Oh, dear. It's terrible. A good addition to this Burnside side.
There you go. Got there in the end.
So line out over on that far side. Elizabeth, defensive line out, dangerous position for a line out. Right the way over the back. It's going to work out for them.
Yeah, it is.
Can she find a little bit of space? Gets the offload, but lurking with intent. Is that Vincent?
Vincent with the hat on, yeah.
With the headgear on.
Yes. It's her first game back since the last baby.
And Van Diemen is going to look for the line. Doesn't quite get there. Out to the left to Dutoit, who will stroll over and make the kick easier. Or did she get? Oh, she did get there. I thought Vuarta nearly got that just before she put it down. Just going to have a look and see whether I can see it. Look close. Oh, we're swapping around. We've had like a little mini half time.
Oh. This is confusing.
So Meredith unsuccessful again.
It's good that we can still keep the game going.
So I think as well, what I'd like to just talk a little bit as we sort of get towards the end of this game. The success of women's rugby over the last couple of years, and especially if you look at the South Australian women's rugby, as to where we are now. Never before, I don't think, in really the history of South Australian rugby have we had such a rich vein of women going and playing at Super Rugby level. I think we've got.
There's been one or two this year that have I think that have gone on.
Well, Taj Heald is playing for Perth.
Great player.
Obviously, Eva Carpani has been, noticed, and she was over in New South Wales. A lot of the Romas girls who, we claim as South Australian, and even the ones who aren't. Kariopa she's playing in Perth as well. There's a number of, girls who've started in South Australia and are now going on to bigger and better things. I think, like I said, that we are in a rich vein of form with our lady players at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. It's really good to see, and we've got eight women's teams, and it's the second year in a row now we've got 8 teams. I think it's the growth has been fantastic. And I think you see that a lot through the junior grades as well. You see a lot of young girls playing, and it's really good to see. And the more experience they get, then you get to see them go on those pathways.
And the pathways are there, and the pathways are definitely there.
They are now. They weren't there 20 years ago when this 23 years ago when this started down here, but it's wonderful.
Nice little moment between Chippy and our assistant referee. I think she wanted to clean her hands on his nice white shirt off the top, and Chippy has to clean it up. Kenny thought about passing, thought better of it. Then we'll just put her head down and go.
Forwards don't pass, do they?
She thought about it though. Ideas above a station.
I spoke too soon. Van Diemen with a little pass there to Meredith.
It's a nice one as well. Well, Kenny is out here. She's in position 1 if she can get that going. Van Diemen again. Just makes her yards and then the ball always comes back. I've been very, very impressed with Van Diemen today. Out to Meredith. Mrs. O'Callaghan. Good line, good challenge again. I barely have to say her name. We all know who it is. Vuata again with an excellent tackle in midfield.
She's a force to be reckoned with, I think. Some great skills there.
I feel like I want to know a little bit more. I think Mr. Hyam would be getting ready for his A-grade game today, so I think we'll lose out on that. But if anyone knows anything about this Vuata lady, she tackles again in midfield. I want to know a lot.
Yes.
And a crossing. That will be my goal for next week, to find out about that young lady.
Want to hear more about her? It's great to watch these new players just come up and show what they've got, I think.
She'll celebrate the kick to touch. So Elizabeth will have a line out in her own half. So it'll be a scrum and Elizabeth will definitely get it. They'll definitely win that one, as we are uncontested at the moment. So it'd be nice to see whether we can get Vuata in a little bit of time and space and see what she can do. And it thankfully stayed dry throughout this game as well, so let's hope it stays that way for the men's game. And just been keeping an eye on the boys. They're warming up. They've got old collegians warming up on the top pitch. So here is Vuata. She'll just pass it on. Coming down the line, nice straight line and inside the first arm tackle. Now they've got a little bit of space if they can get somebody out here. Some nice phase rugby again from Elizabeth. And out to Vuata. Hands it on.
Lisa with it now.
Kenny will turn it over. Sorry, Bambi will turn it over. It's gone backwards, but puts Burnside on the back foot. Big loud blast of the whistle, side entry. Elizabeth penalty. So both of the boys' teams, as we sort of reach the end of this one, and both of the boys' teams will go into this week. 1 win, 1 loss. And both the losses at the hands of Brighton.
Yes.
I think the Old Coals lost to Brighton last week, and the very dying moments of the game is probably a harder one to bear.
It is. It's always, when it's a close one and you just miss out, it's definitely heartbreaking. Any loss is, I guess, heartbreaking, but those close ones.
But it's certainly going to throw up some interesting stuff this year. The new way of playing as Elizabeth looked to go. Dragged Pinar with her. Can they get some space? Again, the number 7 for Elizabeth, who don't.
It's the Burnside.
Oh, it's the Burnside girl. Now Vuata. Can she find a little bit of space? They got it just by the shirt tails. Ball is going to come out eventually. Knocked on, and that will do us. And not bad timing, as that's just when the sky opens up a little bit and the rain starts to fall. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you come back to us for the men's game of this one. This one was won by Burnside. we have 68 points to 7. We think it ended 46 points to 7 a while ago, and then we had a Spirit of Rugby. Nice little game. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be back very shortly for the boys' game. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll speak to you again soon.